In this video, we're going to cover this transmission crossmember kit for 65 through 73 Mustangs when converting over to a late model Ford manual or automatic transmission. Let's take a closer look at the components in this weld-in transmission crossmember kit. First, on this side, we have the weld-in frame rail brackets. We have the weld eye, which this will install and weld into the main transmission crossmember on the end of the tube. And also we have the hardware, which will allow the weld eye to bolt to the frame rail bracket. We have the main transmission crossmember tube itself, which is a 1 1/4 inch diameter tube, which has a built-in up to 4-inch drop in the center. We have the transmission mount platformer bracket, which welds to the center of this crossmember. Then also we have the adapter here for late model Ford transmissions, which will convert this to the 3-bolt vertical mount that's found in most 05 and up manual and automatic Ford transmissions. Then we also have the insulator, which will provide the insulation between the transmission mount and your transmission platform. Now we're going to go over the basic overview of installing this transmission crossmember into your 65 to 73 Mustang with the late model Ford transmission. So first of all, you want to remember to have your engine and transmission already in position in the car with the correct fore and aft position of the motor and transmission, and also the correct angle. Once you have all that set in and ready to go, then you can start the mock-up of this transmission crossmember. The first thing that you want to do then when doing the mock-up is you take the platform base that we showed earlier, you mount this insulator to it, and then also mount your 3-bolt vertical late model Ford transmission mount bracket to all of this. So that way you can take and you can mount this up to the transmission. So you want to make sure that your bolts are centered here on this bracket, everything's centered and tight and how it would be installed in the final install, mounted up to the transmission. Once this is mounted up to the transmission, you have the point here that you want this bar to meet up to for this platform. So then what you're going to do is you're going to take and loosely bolt this weld eye to the frame rail bracket. You're going to take then you're going to insert it into the transmission crossmember bar. So you do that for both sides. Then you'll take and you'll raise this up into the car, and when you raise up in the car, you're going to position it to where these frame brackets are up as flush as you can get it to the frame rail and the floor, and then you're going to make it to where this bar matches right up to that transmission platform, and it's mounted to the transmission. And something important to consider is how you're going to orient this bar in relation to that transmission platform. You can actually pivot the bar forward, and then it'll move this mount location of these brackets back, again in relation to the platform, or you can tilt the bar back and it'll move the mount position forward of these frame rail brackets. The reason this is important is you want to also look and consider exhaust system clearance and other components that may run in this area, and make sure that you have enough clearances for those components. Once you've figured out the correct location and orientation of the crossmember bar, you're going to take and, with everything again held up in there tight, you're going to scribe a mark for these weld-in brackets to the frame rail. So you can do that on both sides. Then you'll take everything back out of the car, and then you can take and remove this weld eye from it, and you're going to tack weld in the frame rail brackets where you scribe the line to position those on both sides. And once you have that done, then you're going to put the bar back up in the car with these loose in there, and figure out check the exact location again, make sure everything looks like it's lining up correctly and fitting nice and tight. Then once you confirm that, then the last step will be to weld in these weld eyes to the end of the crossmember bar, and you're just going to do like a tack welding on that. And you'll take everything out, fully weld it all up, fully weld your frame rail brackets to the frame rail, and then you're ready to go ahead and prep and paint the assembly for the final installation. Again, the beauty in having a system like this that isn't completely finished, that does require some welding and positioning, is you can put it in the exact location that you're going to need it for your late model transmission swap. Given that there's lots of different front suspensions in the marketplace that'll put the modular engines and late model transmissions in different vertical positions and also slightly different fore and aft positions. So this way you're not trying to work with a cross member that's already fully welded to try to make that work with your situation. Instead, you can take this cross member and you can fit it in there to work exactly how you need it to with your late model engine and transmission swap. Thanks for watching, and we hope this was helpful.